As Western leaders continue to publicly back Israel's right to defend itself, in streets across the world, thousands of people rallied in support of Palestinians. After Friday prayers, huge numbers staged protests in Iraq and in Jordan. American and Israeli flags were burned in Iran. And in rallies across the subcontinent, thousands were seen on streets in Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and India. In Western countries, however, there were growing security worries about similar support for Palestinians. In Sydney, ahead of a planned pro-Palestinian demonstration on Sunday, Australian police said they were considering applying special stop and search powers for the first time in almost 2 decades.
These powers are extraordinary. These powers are seldom used. We are considering our legal options at the moment.
Following rallies on Thursday, police in New York have bolstered security plans, including cancelling leave, with more gatherings expected on Friday and through the weekend. Worries about the potential for unrest are growing in Europe in particular. As water cannons and tear gas were used on pro-Palestinian protesters in Paris on Thursday, French Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin announced a systematic ban on such demonstrations. That comes amid a rise in anti-Semitism in the country. Darmanin said more than 100 cases have been reported since Saturday.
We are fighting and we will always fight so that no one will ever be fearful on our soil. No suspicion, no division between us should ever exist within our nation.
German Chancellor Olaf Scholz on Thursday said he was outlawing any gathering that celebrated Hamas, vowing zero tolerance of anti-Semitism. There are concerns about such threats in the UK as well, with some schools being closed protectively. The Interior Minister, Suella Braverman, has also warned that waving a Palestinian flag at protests may not be, in her words, legitimate if it's in support of Hamas. That's ahead of a planned demonstration here outside the BBC's main building in London. The violent scene in the Middle East is of historic proportions, but the divisions it has created are currently visible on the streets of the whole world. Joel Flynn, TRT1.